Jon and I actually know each other from primary school. We used to go to school together when we were, I think, 9 years old. I used to live in Holland when I was a kid, and then I moved back to England when I was 6.5 years old. And then when mum and dad split up, I ended up moving down south with mum when I was 9 and joined a new school, and that was when I met Jon. And me and him were like best buddies when we were kids. We'd always be round each other's houses. So during our month-long golf break, Jon and I decided that it would be rude not to do Land's End to Jon O'Groats. So here's a few snippets of exactly what happened. A little light-hearted recognition. This is a par 5. That was my second shot, 3-wood onto the green, which means I have an eagle putt opportunity, which very rarely happens. I'll be honest. This is a very rare situation. So let's see how it goes. We'd just be, you know, best buds hanging out all the time, and then we ended up going to different secondary schools together. And we'd still hang out. We used to play golf together. We actually ended up both working at Sainsbury's together when we were like 16 or so. We went to Scouts as well when we were younger, went to Scouts and then Explorers. And whenever we used to play golf, because we were both working part-time at Sainsbury's, we would earn our weekly wages, which was like, you know, 10 hours a week at £3 something an hour back then. So yeah, we were earning like 35 quid a week or 38 quid a week or something like that. Jon and I would play golf. We normally have a bet of like 20 quid on the round, and he normally used to lose his £20. So I'd normally, you know, nearly double my or add a significant amount to my weekly salary just from winning Jon's salary from him. So Jon and I, after much deliberation and many rounds, we decided that we needed some help, because quite frankly our game just wasn't really up to par, wasn't up to scratch. Was it, Jon? No, not at all. So we've enlisted some professional instruction from our new golf coach, Pablo. Pablo here is going to teach us how to play golf, along with how to succeed in life. Bibba here is Pablo's manager, and she is making sure that, you know, of course, that me and Jon are respectable, and we, you know, behave ourselves, keep ourselves in check. Absolutely. Golf etiquette. Yeah, she's Pablo's manager and our golf etiquette coach. And so, yeah, we're hoping to see some significant improvements under the keen eye of Pablo here, who has driven a sweet drive right down the middle of the fairway. Oh no, that's me. Pablo's up there. Sorry, silly me. What was I thinking? Of course I'm here and Pablo's up there. Otherwise, why else would we have hired him? So, wish us luck. It's gonna be good fun. See you in a bit. Good shot, Pablo. Very good. Oh. Okay, God's honest truth. We're getting shown up by a 12-year-old, aren't we? It's so much better than us. It's quite remarkable. Right, this is happening, isn't it, John?
Damn right it is.
This man has issues. And then we ended up, when we both went to university, we went to uni in different parts of the country. We had different circles of friends as well, and we just drifted out of contact. Like, you know, no reason, but we just were in different circles and lived different lives. And we ended up not speaking for about 10 years or so. And then John, actually in 2017 it would have been, saw one of my ads for Scrap the 9 to 5 on YouTube, and he's like, you know, what on earth? This is Dan Holloway, what's going on? Why is he on a YouTube ad? And he clicked the ad and he went to my website and he sent me an email directly just saying, hey buddy, I've just seen one of your ads on YouTube, what you up to these days? It'd be really cool to catch up, etc, etc. I replied. We ended up booking in a round of golf. Played again so this would have been back in about May 2017 by this point. When we played golf, we realised that we were both actually going to be in New York at about the same time. I had a mastermind event actually in New Jersey, and he was in New York. He was staying there for about 2 months or so doing the co-working thing because he'd actually recently started a business himself. He quit his job and started a business. He's an architect by trade. And so we agreed to meet up in New York, and you know, we ended up getting an apartment together, just staying in New York for like 9 days, and we were working out of this co-working office chain called Spacious in New York, which was good fun. And then basically since then we've just been doing the world traveling thing from, like, you know, different country to different country, more or less for the 18 months after that point. I was doing pretty much solid world traveling throughout the whole of 2018. John, I was there with John for probably about, 7 months of the year. We were traveling together. And then I'd, like, you know, dive out, meet some other friends and people, and he'd do the same from time to time. But more or less we were doing the whole remote working and build a business from your laptop while traveling the world thing, which was great fun. And the reason we were both able to do that is that, funnily enough, we've kind of had the same sort of life trajectory. So even though we weren't, you know, we didn't really know each other for about 10 years or so, we'd both gone into the corporate world. We both realised that this is not what we wanted to do. We both ended up quitting our jobs just actually a few months apart, even though we didn't know it. And we both started businesses that were leveraging the internet and allowing us to not have to be physically located somewhere. So essentially, as long as you had a laptop, you could be anywhere in the world. My business was based on affiliate marketing and online business education. John's business was doing CGI designs for architects. We both had these businesses that allowed us to work remotely and were leveraged, so we weren't trading time for money. But this UK tour has been absolutely awesome fun. It's been a brilliant experience, and it's just reminded me of the importance to take time out of, like, hustle and work, and, you know, and actually do things that you want to do, that are fun, that are exciting, that inspire you, and just give you that chance to step back a bit and detach sometimes, and then come back to whatever it is that you're working on with a fresh set of eyes. And all of this, just having the ability to do all of this stuff, just came from all the way back to 2016, having the courage, actually both of us, having the courage to pursue something bigger than just working the 9 to 5. You know, because at the end of the day, like, when you decide that you're going to make that leap, when you decide that you want more from life than just trading your time for money, building somebody else's dreams instead of your own, like, the second you make that decision, the option's there. Like, there's many different paths, and many different people are able to support people on how to take those steps, but the option's always there. You've just got to decide that you want to do it. And when you take that step, you take that leap, and you're able to actually commit to creating that, it's incredible how quickly you'll start to see significant changes. And I think being able to take that journey myself and make that transition myself and actually experience not just the freedom and having the successful business and being able to do all these things, but also really remembering what it was like to be unfulfilled and to feel trapped and to be trading my time working for somebody else. I still remember what that's like, and I really try to consciously be grateful of the difference between those two extremes. And I think that's part of the reason why Scrap the 9 to 5 as a business and the whole idea of helping other people make that transition has been such an important part of my journey for the last 4 years. And it's because I am very much aware of what it's like. I've been there, and I know what it takes to take that journey. And so that's why my company, or Scrap the 9 to 5, puts such a focus into helping make it as readily available, as accessible as possible for someone who's in the 9 to 5 corporate career and they wants to do this kind of stuff, the traveling or the spending time with the people they love, or they've got a vision of something they want to create in their lives, or passions they want to follow. For somebody who's in that space, we want to make it as easily and accessible as possible to understand and educate yourself and get the right mentorship and the right support to make that transition. I'll probably actually put a link on this video, so maybe it'll be popping up in one of the top corners. If you are watching this and you are in that space and you do want to learn, well, how did I personally make that transition, and how could you possibly do the same? So yeah, hopefully that helps somebody who wants to make that jump.